Hello and good morning. May notice something a little bit different. Went and actually fixed up the old mic here, so we'll see if this ends up working a little bit better. I think I'm actually just gonna go return that fancy one, because, I don't know, doesn't seem to be doing its job as well as this old busted up thing. So, we'll see how that goes. Anyway, also, there's kind of a new goal for this run here. Basically, the plan at the moment is to try and get all the way over here as soon as possible. Basically, the deal is there is a patch coming up that is apparently going to give all the Dark Knights some cool new crap, including apparently giving Atropos to lands. So that should be pretty freaking baller whenever it happens, but yeah. Looking forward to that type of situation. Let's see, this is an eye at the front. Probably throw out Spencer. And do I want to keep Bess around? Yeah, I think I'll put Sistina away. Actually, yeah, no, that'll be fine. That'll be fine, because I want to keep my archers. I would like to get their range and all that sort of thing. Actually, after this whole thing, there should be some better bows available, so that'll be nice and nifty. And, yeah. Pants! I knew you'd be back. Yes, that's how the laundry works, Mr. Marino. That's how that works. But, nobody told him. He's been wearing that same suit of armor and that weird messed up skirt thing for, like, friggin' 13 years now. Thing stinks. That's why they're all sticking away from him. I'm like, oh man. Can somebody just tell him how this works? Can we just toss him in the moat and hope he gets a little bit cleaner? Oh well. Oh well. But yeah, so, yeah, looking forward to that patch. There's, like I said, it sounds like there's going to be unique stuff added to all the Dark Knight Commander guys. Oh, hi over there! Oh, commentator says, hey, check out this sweet piece of paper I found. But yeah, so, sounds like they're all getting stuff. Apparently it was actually gonna stay, Apocalypse for lands, but, yeah, Atropos sounds cooler. Actually, interesting thing, I never really googled it, because I just figured it was some, like, series end thing, and never really thought about it. But, Kane was looking it up the other day, and/or already knew, or something. Apparently, Atropos, Lachesis, and Clotho are, a Greek mythology thing. Apparently, Lachesis and Clotho, I don't know if they were like life and death or something. Apparently they're just like sisters that went and did some nefarious crap, and then Atropos was basically the one that made their decisions stick or something. Like, however all that works. But, yeah, I don't know. I didn't actually do more research on it beyond that. Why don't I? You know what? Over here. Get over here, Google. Lachesis is probably the most likely to bring it up. Okay, so, Lachesis, disposer of lots, to obtain by fate or by the will of the gods in Greek religion, is the second of the three fates. Okay, so yeah. So they're all the fates, that's what it is. So Clotho is another one of the three fates, draw out and cut the thread of life, apparently? Known as the fates, or the white-robed incarnations of destiny. Okay, and let me see what Atropos then says. Oh, interesting, they have a search for all three of them. See, without turn, in Greek mythology was one of the three goddesses of fate and destiny. Roman equivalent was Morta. Was known as the inflexible or the inevitable. So, yeah, the way the Kane was describing it earlier, it sounded like, you know, basically the last decision that was made. Sounds like a really cool name for a kill move there. Like the last choice as far as you're concerned. Unless it's a fairy, then you're gonna be there a while. But hey, you know, they get like 6 turns in a row, so it's fine, you'll get there eventually. Alright, you know what, let's have the archers back off here, pelt at these dragons a little bit, because I can't exactly get through at the moment. Just do a little bit of plink. Oh, actually, they probably should have gone after that guy. Darn. Oh, friggin' well. What can you do? So yeah, been continuing on the IM run of the base game too. Surprisingly, that's like 80 hours in at this point. But I'm actually a little bit surprised that it's lasted this long. I was expecting to run into a lot of problems. It's kind of funny because it's right now it's at one of these things like where you've, like, let's say you friggin' love a game to death, then you go through all the mods and everything, and then you end up going back to the original, and your first thought is, oh man, I'm gonna be disappointed by everything. And at first you are, but then you suddenly realize there's all kinds of new mechanics that you never even knew about originally. That, you know, whatever mod it was suddenly brought to the light. So suddenly it's, you know, better than you remember, even though there's still constantly a thing of, man, I wish there were phalanxes around, or, you know, man, I wish that, wish Terror Knights didn't suck so hard. But, oh well. You know, you do as you do. Like, literally my goal just became, after a little while, just became like, get a TK that doesn't suck. And kinda sorta pulled it off a little bit. Had this one named Hillith that's, they're kind of okay. Like, they're actually kinda sorta keeping up with Gildas at this point. Which is a little bit unexpected, so I probably should have had him shield bash there, probably would have been enough. You know what, let's prevent... no. I was gonna say let's prevent that guy from doing stuff. No, we're gonna throw one out over here. Just in case there's any kind of bog that we run into up here and these guys get through. Maybe it'll do something. That'll probably end up being an irrelevant thing, though. But yeah, one of the biggest changes that you definitely notice going between the two, the arrows. Like, it's a thing you don't really think about very much. But look at this, look at the speed here, you know? Just, whew, and they're already over there. That would have taken like a good 2-3 seconds in base game. And it's like, yeah, there's thousands of changes at this point. But those arrows... Which is kind of funny, because I'm literally playing, I limited the run to only one archer, which of course had to be Canopus. Just because, you know, it's kind of your oh crap button when everything fails. Man, he is so busted in base game, it's not even funny. It's actually completely hilarious. What am I talking about? Like, literally, his whole role is just delete one unit every turn. That's it. Who knows why they thought that was balanced, but so, okay, cool thing, right? So lately, yeah, been going through that one, been going through OV, and been going through March of the Black Queen, because I'm trying to route out this challenge run that was suggested to do it with fairies. That needs better phrasing, but you know what I mean. So, I was trying to figure out how to recruit a bunch early or something like that, see if there were any exploits to be found. And I never really thought about it, but well, yeah, the sprites from the older games, okay, there's differences, but they look basically the same as the statues in Palace of the Dead. They look almost exactly like the March of the Black Queen sprites. Like, I always thought they were just exaggerated weirdos or something, and somehow I always missed that it said Abuna for the name. Now, when, like, if you remember, I don't know if anybody looking at this would have seen the original OV run I did last year, and the year before that, or, no, it was just last year. The other run was the year before that. Do you have Tame? No, that's the other run. Okay. So, either way, was basically looking at the Palace of the Dead sprites and was making a joke on there. Like, oh, you know, there's clearly this was intentional the whole time for there to be one-handed spears, because, you know, look, they're right here. And there's the guy with a stick and what looks like a shield. And it turns out it's not a helmet, it's not a shield, it's not a spear. It's a crozier, which is basically one of those old, like, cross staves. And the shield thing, they kind of have this enlarged book that they carry around, but none of the hands are really defined. So it kind of looks like a shield. But it looks like they're getting hit sprite. So it's a little bit off, and then it's not a helmet. They removed the priest in this one. But it's, hang on, does he have any skills? No, he doesn't. But yeah, no, it's this little, like, sailor hat situation they had going on. For the priests. So they removed it for this one, except for Kashua, because reasons. But yeah, no, I guess they felt the cleric didn't need an upgrade. The cleric very badly needed an upgrade. I was joking on the Reddit recently that for somebody going through their first time, that if they find themselves... wow. Dang it, I was just talking to somebody about the increased parry rates. But you know, I was talking to a guy saying, you know, if you find yourself throwing your clerics in the dumpster, don't worry, they've got a pretty comfortable home down there. Just because, yeah, no, they're bad. I'm still considering to do a base game cleric-only run at some point, just because I really want to see what kind of cheese will come out of that one. But that'll be down the line. It just occurred to me, why do I have the volume so frickin' low here? Get over here, volume. Oh, that sweet, sweet music. There we are. Yeah, I'm really liking the change back to these headphones, though. So the other headset was one of those ones that completely covers your ears and everything. And I really hate that claustrophobic feeling, like, where... frankly, I've always just been paranoid of helmets in general. But that whole feeling of your head being enclosed and whatever else, I just don't like not being... Even though my hearing kind of sucks, I don't like not being able to hear. So, yeah. Yeah, these are one of these ones that you typically see in, like, customer service centers where it's just a cheapo thing with little bits that go in the ears. Alright, we're getting into a little bit of a bog here. Alright, you know what? It's actually probably worth taking out this guy first. Because I don't think we're going to be able to... Might be able to lock off Marino, but I don't think we're going to be able to finish him just yet. So it's time to kind of reassemble here. What else needs healing? You do. There we are. Then we'll have Canopus cut him off. Try to get him isolated. Maybe send the archers after their healer. Why did I not just heal Sir Biceps? That is a good question. I don't really know. But yeah, if you want to have some, like, weird... I guess it would fall under the category of nostalgia. Just because it was originally in the SNES. It counts. March of the Black Queen, man. Like, even if you haven't played it in ages, or don't remember it, or never have played it, if you've played this, you'll get weirdly nostalgic for it, because it's just... A lot of the music for this comes from that. And, it's really a lot better than you'd think. Like, for a friggin' SNES game way back when, you know, at first it looks like a really simple RTS. I mean, it is an RTS, basically. And it looks super simple to begin with. And then you start realizing, like, little nuances here and there. Like, you know, first, like, well, I'm just basically sending unit after unit to go take over that town over there, and then just sending units to hide it. Or, hide it. Protect it. So instead, I start realizing over time, like, oh, you know, I can actually just send the casters in and have them immediately retreat after throwing their moves out, or, you know, just send a few distraction units in, or, you know, maybe just send some guys in that are just meant to go spam cards, which you basically get cards which are basically like random command cards that you get, that are the tarot cards. Like, some of them are just a hit-all, some of them just heal your party, some of them cause certain units to retreat and stuff. And it's this thing where you basically set a party of up to 5, with some more restrictions in there. But you have all these multiple parties all over the map, and you're just sending them around. They have 2 rounds against each other, with, again, some exceptions. And, yeah, then they have a little fight. They back off, you can use items on them, whatever. It's a lot more strategic than it sounds. Like, real talk, I think it's... If I were to compare it, it kind of kept making me think of AoE 2 mixed with Tactics Ogre. Which is weird, because yes, it did come first. But if I were to describe it, that would be how I'd describe it. Because you got the same thing of just, like, all these different units kiting each other back and forth, trying to hold different areas of the map. Fun stuff. Fun stuff. Alright, let's get you doing this whole anything? Yeah, no, there's nobody that needs to be tabulated. Ah, it's nice being able to actually use moves. So, yeah, another thing you notice really strongly going between the two versions. You can actually use moves. Like, I've had several occasions where I was playing this one, and I keep thinking, like, oh man, for some reason I'm missing, like, base game Warlocks and all their suckiness, because I keep thinking, like, you know, the whole reagent system, because I used to play a hell of a lot of RuneScape back in the day, so I keep thinking, like, it's kind of like the rune system in that. And it's literally just a limitation, it's not any actual feature. Like, it just kind of comes off as annoying. But anyway, so, you know, I keep thinking it's that same kind of thing over and over. And then I go and I, you know, train one up and everything. And it just... oh, it becomes super annoying. Yes, it is the Leonar one-on-one fight. Yeah, I think we'll do the one-on-one. Oh, has despair taken over? No, actually, lots of spears have taken over, mostly. Turns out a lot of stuff is pretty weak to getting stabbed in the face. Alright, let's do this thing. Probably not the best decision on my part, because my version of Denim is not super strong, but oh well. But yeah, March the Black Queen. Pretty friggin' baller. Go check it out. Like, I don't know why it's not on the PSN store. It really should be. Okay, we got knocked back and... yeah, I need to borrow your Scutum. Thank you. I forget why exactly... is that a weight thing that I changed it for? No, weight and RT is the same. Okay. I think we'll switch in more of a defensive type situation. Yeah. I'll do that. By the way, you may have noticed I have all of them with some version of the Nomads, give or take. Like, I've got these guys over here with the caster variants and all that. Time will tell how that pans out, but it's just sort of there. Vigor... 20 health, 10 luck. It still gives 5 bit. You know, that's fine. Skill-wise, anything you want to learn. Probably none of that. Harry's getting up there. Bash could be useful. I'm using a sword, so misstep and things like that. Don't have to worry about any wards going in place here. It doesn't have any stun moves. This could be useful. Make Ruination a bit stronger. You know, that's actually probably a good way to go. Actually, I forget if Ruination scales with that, but I feel like it does. Let's see. Inflict Silence. Yeah, damage is modified. I wish... one thing that I'm hoping gets added in the future is just a thing where, like, right over here someplace, it says, or rather, just for these descriptions, just to say, like, fire damage, or like, fire piercing, you know, damage, or, you know, or, you know, earth slashing, whatever, or air slashing accuracy, or something like that. I don't know. Would be cool to see that sort of thing. Alrighty. On guard, yeah, sure. I mean, you put yourself at a pretty sharp disadvantage here, not gonna lie. Cause you're way over there, and I've got my pointy objects. Never underestimate the effectiveness of pointy objects. Strengthen. External to fortify. Probably trap him in some phalanxes against the wall, and endlessly poke the bastard. Like, he can't counter, that's the thing. But that's the thing, he can't, he's gonna get trapped eventually. And this fight's really funny, because you can actually just completely trap him on the other end there, and, there's nothing he can do. Oh, you have Bash. That is a poor decision, my friend. Alright. Let's put you over here. Make it hard for you to do anything. And that's adorable. No, I didn't want to do the thing with the fighting. Well, you're gonna do the thing with the fighting. That's how this goes. Alright, let's pop some seeds here. Yeah, so Leonar basically has no way to actually win it. He can just kind of hold off for a little bit, so this is just a matter of attrition, mostly. But what I wanted to show off is the AI completely breaking if you lock them off entirely from anything. Because you can just spend infinite turns doing nothing at that point, and he'll just run around like a headless chicken. It's beautiful. Okay, so, last one here. I should mention, by the way, the only reason that this works is because the AI, for whatever reason, are programmed to not attack the shadows. This is more than likely a decision that was made in order to prevent them from just completely squashing the skill entirely with its ridiculously high cost originally. Actually, you know what? I think we're just gonna hold out here instead of breaking them. Alright. Go here, and now let's break them. I'm gonna speed it up a little bit. Like, oh god, what do I do? What do I do? Run back and forth. I don't know. Oh, man. I get far more enjoyment out of this than I should. Like, there's literally nothing I can do. You just put graffiti all over my castle. Alright. Let's do one of these sorts of things. I'm gonna put that there. And put that there. And put one on the other side, and that should be all the ones that are possible. And then just break this one. But yeah, since they only have a couple health, I guess the idea was that they would get damaged, you know, over time, or they would just take damage from certain things, but like AoE moves and stuff like that, but if they went and attacked them directly, anything with a spear would just break right through them. So I guess they felt, you know, they wanted it expensive instead of useful or something. I don't know. It was a strange decision either way. But yeah, there's a limit to how many you can have on the field at one time. I believe it's 9, which might just be because of, you know, some kind of number reason. Oh, no, wait, there we go, there's 10. Alright, let's see how many we can make. Come on, then. Okay, so 10 is the max, then. Not 9. For some reason I thought adding double digits would cause some kind of glitch or something. I wish you could counter with the shield, but no such luck. Get bashed. And get stabbed. He has become jeans! It was in his jeans the whole time. Okay, that's a nice speech there, Leonar. Go ahead and disappear with all the shadows. Alright, so that went pretty fast. That's the end of that chapter. Oh, let go. Everything goes to rhyme. Also, this guy is Wizened Guide now instead of Old Man Dodaro. I don't know if it's meant to be, like, you never technically met the guy. Yeah, I don't think you actually run into Dodaro this time around. You run into Hector. I mean, granted, he is one of the Dodaros anyway, but... Okay, so now they're telling us to go through the mountain. Boo. But anyway, what was I gonna friggin' talk about here? Oh yeah, so I think you don't meet his dad. That might be the thing. Okay, so we got bows. So now we can get and use bows. Which is pretty fantastic. Sell all the circlets, because apparently they're just everywhere now. Everyone's got a circlet. They're really not. They're just there with a really high drop chance. Also, apparently we are a tad on the broke side. That's not a good thing. We have all the mail, though. Yeah, go figure. Whenever you're running low, you know, having a hard time with your bills, apparently sell the mail. Wonder if they'll take all those spam letters that keep showing up, they keep saying that my friggin' hardly existent credit is actually gonna do anything useful for me. Let's see, 3 Bernie, 3 Silk. Silk we gotta buy. Bernie is over here. He's the one that should have run for friggin' president, but they kicked him out. That was a dumb decision. Also, yeah, no, that's interesting. Then 96 to 99, yeah, it's still showing up everywhere. It occurs to me, I never really thought about this before. I wonder if that's what that guy on Reddit was talking about. Because there was a guy saying there was 96 to 99% on everything, which is actually the way it's supposed to be. It's basically 100%, but putting it at 100% doesn't exactly work right, or something. I'm gonna think of it. Did I turn my cheats on? One moment. Cheats. If you're wondering what the deal is with this, you can turn off your cards giving stats. Which, personally, I like to play that way. Because I always like my, there we go, no tarot bonus, so that's fine. Yeah, no, I just prefer doing it that way. Not a, look at me, I did a hard mode thing. It's really more of a, I like doing stuff with the stuff that you came in with. I don't know, it's just, I always like doing it that way. Maybe it's an Armored Core thing. That's something that I think every person that's stuck around with Armored Core for more than 5 minutes ever, I'm sure every one of them has attempted it at some point. Where it's like, I just want to beat this with a starter. Or like anyone in the Resident Evil community. Like, you gotta start it with, you gotta go and beat the entire thing with pistol and knife and everything. I think it's mostly from that. Anyway, I think I'm gonna keep the Scutums. They do a pretty solid job. They're good at smackifying stuff. Alright, so next time, I'm gonna make it all the way to here. Hang on. Report. They're gone, they're fine. Where is Old Man Dumbface? I forget if he's dead already. Talking about the Duke, by the way. Oh, and the emulator froze. That's not a good sign. Oh, also, apparently this guy, either him or I think it was Balzaphon, as I understand it, when they were working on that kill move thing for the Dark Knights, there was originally something in the old SNES game that was they had some unique moves on each of those guys, and apparently the one for Balzaphon, despite not actually being in it, or rather, despite not actually fighting in it, he had some sort of thing that was supposed to be a debuff on everyone on the map, kind of like Gamp uses, but then it actually didn't work right, so it just reduced everything to 1 health. Which sounds like the douchiest thing you could ever do. Where is Old Man Duke? Did he... Oh, no, wait. I was gonna say, did he die so hard he got kicked off the Warren Report? Yeah, no. No. So he's getting killed off at Rhyme here, just making sure it was that one. You go through Rhyme like 6 or 7 times. Anyway, so, next time, it's probably gonna be these two, then we're gonna go do all the other stuff, and probably go all this way, and I just want to get to some of the DK stuff. So, I figure this run's the closest, but we'll do that at that point. Alright, see you then.